Hey, faithful chicks, welcome back to your safe space for growing in faith, finding your voice, and stepping boldly into the life God designed you for. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about something that can feel both exciting and overwhelming, discovering your calling. Let's be real. Stepping into your calling as a young woman can feel confusing. It's not like God drops a scroll from heaven full of an itinerary. But here's the truth. It's a journey that requires courage, commitment, and most of all, a heart that's willing to pursue Jesus. So if you're wondering, what am I here for, or how do I even start? You are in the right place. Let's start here. Your calling begins with connection with Jesus. The closer you draw into him, the more you can learn about yourself and who you are, what you're capable of, and why you're here. And you know what? God reveals your purpose as you walk with him, not before. So if you're still figuring out things, you're not behind, you're not lost, you're exactly where you need to be. The journey matters more than the end game, so trust the process. Let me take you back to a time when I was your age. As a kid, I loved singing, making crafts, playing house, and being around people, especially little kids. I didn't know it then, but God was planting seeds for my calling. Like many of us, I got distracted and poured my energy into getting good grades, fitting in, getting attention from boys. I didn't realize that I was chasing validation instead of purpose. In high school, I remember auditioning for swing choir. I knew I could sing, but fear got the best of me. I froze. I couldn't get the sound to come out. I actually sounded terrible and I didn't make it in. I was so crushed and felt rejected, and it added to fear. That moment stuck with me and it made my gift silenced and kind of tangled it up. I don't know if you can relate if you've ever had an experience like that. Sometimes we hide our gifts because we're afraid of messing up or being embarrassed. God didn't give you those gifts to hide. He gave them to you to use for connection with him, to shine light, and to use for good things in this world. Let's shift the focus. We live in a world that tells us we have to prove our worth through social media, school, friends. It can become a performance. God's calling is not about proving yourself. It's about serving others and using what he's already given you for good. 1 Peter 4:10 says, each of us should use whatever we have to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace. So here's the challenge. Instead of asking, how can I be seen? Ask, how can I serve? Your calling comes alive when you use your gift to elevate not yourself, but to uplift others. So I want you to picture this verse, Revelation 4:1. It's God speaking to you saying, come up here and I will show you what must take place after this. Can you imagine God inviting you to come up higher spiritually, to see your life from his perspective, from his way? That's the invitation today. Ask him, God, what have you placed inside of me? How can I use it for good? How can I dream with you? Romans 11:29 reminds us that his gifts and callings are irrevocable. He's not going to change his mind about you. Even if you take detours, even if you've made mistakes, he still calls you and chooses you. And honestly, he's not going to take your gift away if you don't choose him back and you decide to use it to prove your worth or you use it to try to get attention. But the problem is that when you do it that way, it gets your gift tangled up, messed up, and it makes it very hard to use. And it's not near as enjoyable as when you use it in connection with him to serve others and to do good in this world. John 15:16 says, you did not choose me. I chose you and appointed you to bear fruit that will last. Let that sink in. God chose you, and fruit is just good things that are coming out of you, good actions, the good that comes from serving Christ and doing things God's way. So let's wrap up today and let's talk about what is it that you love doing? What comes natural to you? How can you use it for good to serve others and to make an impact in this world? Let's also reflect on this question. Have you ever used your gifts to prove your worth? What do I mean by that? It means, have you ever tried to get attention from it? Have you ever tried to show, hey, look at me, I can do this, I'll perform for you? And if you do well, you feel good about yourself. But if you make a mistake or you mess up, you're completely destroyed and you can't stand yourself for a few days. At least that's how it works for me. Using your gifts as something to prove your worth isn't how God intended you to use them. Instead, it's like He handed you something and said, hey, here's something that you can use to build connection with me, to show people what I've placed inside of you, and to bring light into the world through this. So take a moment, ask Holy Spirit to show you. Is there places where you're kind of being double-minded? And maybe there's times you use it for God, but then there's other times where you get wrapped up in people pleasing and what other people say. Use a journal, take a moment, dream with Jesus, listen for what He has to say. Think about pictures that He's going to give you, and let Holy Spirit guide you. Your calling may not be crystal clear today, or to be quite frank, it takes time, and that's okay. But first of all, it's recognizing that God created you for a purpose, that He has things for you to do. How can you use the desires of your heart to bring good? And you don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to be willing to say yes to Jesus, one step at a time, to see the world His way, to continue on this journey of learning about how to do this together with Him in a peaceful way on the path each day. And it's so beautiful. Anything can be possible with God, and it's so much better than you planned. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If this episode encouraged you, please share it with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to download the Chicks Ministry app. Get involved. Ask us questions. And remember this: you are loved, you are chosen, and you are called. Until next time.